Discovering the man you trusted like family, a man who seemed like the perfect husband, had been lying, cheating, and tearing down someone you love. Now imagine you uncover his secrets and make him pay in ways he never saw coming. This is the story of how I brought a cheater's world crashing down. Stick around, you won't believe how this ends. If you've ever wanted to see a liar get exactly what they deserve, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and let's dive into one of the most satisfying revenge stories you'll hear today. Trust me, this one's a roller coaster. Let me take you back to a small town where my mom's best friend, Eileen, was like an aunt to me. Eileen and her husband, Jeff, had been married for over 25 years. They were the kind of couple you looked at and thought, that's what love looks like. Jeff was a high-flying pharmaceutical executive, pulling in six figures, while Eileen, unable to work due to a disability, lived comfortably off a trust fund from her parents. They seemed perfect until Jeff dropped a bombshell. 5 years ago, out of nowhere, Jeff asked Eileen for a divorce. No warning, no explanation, just cold, hard words. "I'm done with you." Eileen's world shattered. She spiraled into depression, started drinking heavily, and lost herself. My mom and their childhood friends rallied, convincing Eileen to move back to her hometown and check into rehab. That's when I stepped in, house-sitting for Eileen while she worked on her recovery. But when I visited her in rehab, I got the full story and it made my blood boil. Jeff hadn't just left her, he'd weaponized her deepest insecurities. Eileen's mother was a cruel narcissist who bullied her about her looks, weight, and intelligence her whole life. Jeff knew this. Yet when he demanded the divorce, he smeared, "Your mother was right about you." Those words cut deeper than any knife. Then there were the red flags. Jeff, the workaholic, had been fired from his job a year before the divorce, or so he claimed. He lived off Eileen's trust fund while taking a break. After the divorce, he refused couples therapy, gave no real reason for leaving, and moved to a random state with no family ties. Something didn't add up. My gut screamed, he's hiding something. One day, Eileen asked me to find a box of Jeff's stuff he wanted her to hold on to. She gave me her computer password to check, an email with the details. That's when I stumbled onto something huge. Jeff had set up his email on her MacBook, and when I accidentally clicked the email app, his inbox popped up. I couldn't resist. I had to know what he was hiding. His old email was a goldmine of secrets. Most of it was inactive, but in a folder, labeled receipts. I found a confirmation for a dating site, either Plenty of Fish or Match, I can't recall. There was also a verification email for a new email address. My mind started racing. I pieced together a timeline. 3 years ago, Jeff started using this new email right around when he joined the dating site. A year later, he lost his job. Coincidence? I didn't think so. I wanted to dig deeper, but I needed access to his dating profile. The forgot password feature didn't work with his old email, so I checked the MacBook's Notes app, hoping for a clue. And there it was. Jeff, the genius, had saved passwords in plain sight. I got into his dating profile and found messages between him and another woman, sent before he left Eileen. One message included the woman's email address. I searched that, email on Facebook, and found her profile. Her photos were public, and there was Jeff grinning beside her in recent posts. They were clearly together. She even shared a picture of a construction crew breaking ground on their new home. My jaw dropped. Eileen thought Jeff was broke after the divorce. How was he affording this? As a law student with access to Lex's public records database, I knew how to track assets. I searched the mistress's name and found she'd bought acres of land in a wealthy suburb before Jeff filed for divorce, no mortgage listed. Her LinkedIn showed she was an executive assistant, not exactly rolling in millions. Then I found a record showing Jeff and her as joint owners of the property. Updated just 5 weeks after his divorce, I went back to Jeff's old email, then tried logging into his new email with the same dating site password. It worked. New email was a treasure trove. He hadn't been fired, he quit his job, lying to Eileen to mooch off her trust fund. Emails with a boat repairman revealed he'd sold a sailboat with an undisclosed leak and potential mold damage. There were flirty emails with another woman, construction details about a sunroom, and proof he'd married the mistress. I downloaded everything. Jeff wasn't just a cheater, he was a schemer who'd hidden assets, lied about his job, and crushed Eileen's spirit. He deserved to lose it all. My heart pounded as I planned my revenge. Jeff had lied about his job, cheated on Eileen, and probably had money to fund his new life. I wanted him to lose his job, his new wife, his house, and anything else I could. Touch stop first, the boat. Jeff sold it without disclosing the leak or mold risk. I sent the repairman's emails and the misleading inspection report to the buyers. Months later, I checked the county court website boom. The buyers had sued Jeff, the broker, and the inspector. One down dot next, the house. I couldn't destroy it, but I could make trouble. I tipped off the county inspector about the sunroom, hinting it wasn't up to code. Years later, I learned the sunroom was fine, but the inspector found an unpermitted workshop with a bathroom tied to an undersized septic system. Jeff paid fines, tore it down, and faced construction delays. For his marriage, I found flirty emails. Between Jeff and another woman, I considered updating his dating profile to make it look active, but that risked tipping him off. Instead, I sent his new wife an anonymous email, posing as a concerned friend. I vaguely accused Jeff of cheating, mentioning dates from their shared calendar when she was out of town. I didn't know if he was actually cheating, but I knew her trust in him was shaky. She'd been the other woman once herself. The petty stuff. Oh, I had fun. I trashed Jeff's box of photos and told Eileen they were lost. I signed his emails up for endless spam. I wiped his Netflix watch list. And on his Twitter, I posted and liked a ton of inappropriate content before unfollowing everyone. Small, but oh so satisfying. I couldn't find a way to get him fired, so I let that go as my legal residency got busy. But fate had other plans. Months passed and Eileen reconnected with a mutual friend of Jeff's. The update she got? Pure Parma, the woman Jeff was emailing. His assistant at his new job, where his brother-in-law was his boss. When I sent that anonymous email, his new wife didn't believe his denials. She filed for divorce, convinced he was cheating again. His brother-in-law fired him on the spot, the house. With the divorce and construction delays, they had to sell it unfinished. Jeff took a massive financial hit. The boat lawsuit was dragging, costing him more. Everything he'd schemed for his new life, his new love, his fresh start crumbled. I stood in my apartment, staring at my phone as Eileen told me the news. My chest felt light, like I'd been holding my breath for years. Jeff had hurt someone I loved, but I made sure he paid a price he'd never forget. Looking back, I don't regret a thing. Jeff didn't just cheat, he used Eileen's deepest wounds against her. Karma doesn't always need a helping hand, but when it does, I'm happy to lend one. What do you think? Did Jeff get what he deserved? If this story gave you chills, smash that like button and drop a comment. What's the most satisfying revenge you've ever seen or heard about? Don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping Reddit stories like this one. Hit that bell so you never miss a tale of justice served. See you in the next one.